Okay, so today we are doing the 14 Schreiben and Sprechen 3.6. We are going to do another important grammar topic. That is, we are going to learn about hotels, travel, and how to use modal verbs to formulate your sentences in German. So let's start with some important vocabs. So we have that hotel here as hotel, and the Reise as the trip or journey, and that Zimmer as the room, and the Reservierung as the reservation, and the Buchung as booking, the Schlüssel as the key, the Empfang as reception, and the Reception as reception desk, and the Ankunft as arrival, the Abreise as departure, Einchecken as to check in, and Auschecken is to check out, and the Übernachtung, overnight stay. This word is one important word that you must know the meaning, right? You might see it in your exams. So, like if you see Übernachtung, that means that overnight stay. That is the noun. And the verb is going to be Übernachten. We have that the pick as the luggage, and the Reiseplan as a travel plan, the pass as passports, and the Fahrkarte as the ticket, and that's Frühstück as breakfast. So let's check how we can use some of these words to form phrases in German. So we have ich habe eine Reservierung auf den Namen. That means that I have reservation under the name Muller, right? Or wann können wir einchecken? So when can we check in? And wir möchten morgen 10 Uhr auschecken. So we want to check out at 10 o'clock tomorrow. And wo is the reception? Is where is the reception? And wie viel kostet eine Übernachtung? Is how much does an overnight stay cost? And kann ich bitte meine Schlüssel haben? Can I have my key, please? So let's learn how to use modal verbs in German. But if I say modal verbs, what are modal verbs in English? What are some of the examples that you know? In English, what are some of the modal verbs that you know? If you know it, just unmute yourself to tell me. In English, if I say modal verbs, what are some of the modal verbs? Madam Bennett, Madam Dina, Kelvin, big guys, yeah, just 3 online. Madam Bishi just joined, just 4. So if you are waiting for somebody to talk, the class is going to be quiet. So, what are some of the examples of modal verbs that you know in German?
Please, example is maybe should, will.
Good. So modal verbs, example is going to be like can, must, may, to want, should, and to like. And last time I told you guys that we have done a lot of practice with the statement rule, right? Today, I'm going to add the modal verb rule. But what's the function of a modal verb? Like, why do we use it? Modal verb helps us to understand the action that we are supposed to do with the main verb. So maybe let's pick a main verb like come. So we have I can come, I must come, I should come, I want to come. So here is come, just one word. But these modal verbs will give different meaning to this particular main verb here. When you say I can come, then it's going to imply the possibility. And when you say I must come, that means that it is necessary. I should come. It's more like suggestion. And I want to come is desire, right? So modal verbs helps us understand actions that we are supposed to do with main verbs. Now let's learn how to use these modal verbs in German. And I keep telling you guys that I can only help you when you help yourself. So when I'm done with the class and you don't have some foundation, I can't do much about it, because when you should form a statement or you form a modal verb statement and it's wrong, right? Maybe you say, I come, must, right? And you form a phrase like this and it's wrong. What I can do is that I'll just remind you that apply the modal verb rule. But in that context, when you don't know the modal verb rule, we can go back and forth about 100 times and still you won't be able to do it. So there are some things that you must know before I can also help you and support you. So the rule for the modal verb is that when you check English, the confusion is that English, we join modal verbs and main verbs. Maybe I can come tomorrow, right? So the main verb will come here and the modal verb will come here. But in German, we always take the main verb to the last end. So it's going to be I can tomorrow come. And that's the rule that they have here. We have the subject, we have the modal verb, we have the time, we have the other tense, and we have the main verb. So modal verb will be a number 2. Then we take the main verb to the last end. Please write this rule down. We are going to use it very soon for group practice. So more example here is going to be ich möchte morgen nach Deutschland reisen. That implies that I would like to travel to Germany tomorrow. So the most important thing is that the modal verb is going to be here and the main verb is going to be here. When you bring the main verb here, it's going to be wrong. Okay, so let's check some modal verbs. We have können as can. So here's the conjugation: ich kann, du kannst, es kann. And we have müssen, which is ich muss, which is müssen is must. So ich muss, du musst, and es muss. And we have dürfen, which is ich darf, du darfst, and es darf. And we have wollen, which is want. So ich will, du willst, es will. So in case you see will is not I will, but it implies that I want, right? It implies that I want. So, and we have sollen, which is ich soll, du sollst, and es soll, which is should, and ich mag, du magst, and es mag, right? So these are some of the modal verbs that we are going to use in German. So let's still do some practice with this. We have ich kann 15 Uhr einchecken. That's going to imply that I can check in at 3 p.m. And wir müssen 12 Uhr auschecken, which is we must check out at 12 p.m. And number 3 is du darfst nicht in diesem Zimmer rauchen. You may not smoke in this room. So here is the main modal verb and the main verb. And ich will ein Zimmer mit Blick auf Meer. So I want a room with a view on the sea. And wir sollen unseren Reiseplan enden is we should change our travel plan. And mag in hotels übernachten is he likes to stay in the hotel. So this one is one important thread that I told you guys about. That is the übernachten, which is to spend a night together. So we are going to use this one for the group practice. So please write this structure down. And when we are doing the practice, make sure that you are going to or pay attention and check and be sure that the modal verb will always be at number 2 and the main verb will be at the last end. In case you have any question, you can please ask before we progress. Now, let's check the phrase, I want to travel and I would like to travel. What's the difference between these two? In English, if I say that I want to travel and I would like to travel, what's the difference between these two? I want to travel and I would like to travel.
Sir, please, I want to travel. For my understanding, the person wants to. It's not something that he really wants to do. But with I would like to travel to. No, the first one, you want to do it. But with the second one, I would like to. You are not really, you don't really know whether you want to go or not.
Okay. I don't know if someone else wants to try.
Say, please, I think that the first one that I want to travel is something that you've planned to do like immediately. And I would like to is something in the future.
Okay. So they all imply the same thing, just that I want to express a strong desire or intention, right? So if you say that I want something, then it's something that you really like. That means that it's much stronger. But if you say would like, then it's the polite form. That one is like 50-50, right? Like if you get it, fine. But if you don't get it, too, fine, right? So want in German is wollen. And the conjugation is what we check. And it's going to be Ich will nach Deutschland reisen, right? And moiten means that would like to. That one is 50-50. So when you are expressing your desire, maybe you go to hotel, and these things, you are going to use it a lot at the airport, at the train station, at the hotel, your daily life in Germany. You're always going to express desire. So when you're expressing desire and it's much stronger, then we have to use wollen. And when it's moite, it's 50-50, that is not too strong, then you have to use what? Moite, right? So this is the conjugation for the wollen, which is the H vowel, do vowels, and SES vowel. And the wir wollen is we want, and here votes and C wollen, right? Good. So sometimes if you are writing or you are speaking, you always say each moite, the same words, repeating the same thing, right? You can also use the wollen, which is the H vowel, to bring some variations in your writing. And let's check arrival and departure. And this things too, yeah, it's very, very important because at the train station or airport, day in, day out, you are going to pick train. And this is what you are going to see on the board, right? When you see the abreise, mostly we are going to use the short form. So ab means that depart, and an means that arrival. So sometimes you see something like this, and maybe you are going from Berlin home. So they will tell you that maybe it's going to be 9 o'clock, right? So let's take it like for you to move from Berlin to Cologne, maybe you have to go to Berlin to Frankfurt, right? So you move from Berlin at 9, then you arrive at Frankfurt at, let's take it like 10, right? Then you have to also depart again from Frankfurt around like 10. Then you arrive at Cologne at, let's take it like 11. So it's quite confusing, right? First is you are going to depart from Berlin, then you have to arrive at Frankfurt at 10, and you depart from Frankfurt again at 10, and you reach Cologne at 11. And this is what you are going to see like on your ticket and all that. And this one is just the short form, right? The main word is these particular words here. This is where they come from. So we have the Abreise, which is the noun, which is the departure. So unsere Abreise ist 10 Uhr, which is our departure is 10 o'clock. And the Abfahrt is the departure again, mainly for vehicles like trains, like buses. So the Abfahrt des Zuges ist 15 Uhr. And these two, they are the verbs. So abfahren is to depart. So the Bus fährt 9 Uhr ab. And verlassen is going to be to leave. So wir verlassen das Hotel 12 Uhr. So you are going to see this one to a lot in your exams. You're going to take A1 exam, especially the foreign part. They want to ask you a lot of questions about. They will use these things to trick you a lot, right? So verlassen means that to leave, and abfahren to also means that to depart, but mostly with that when it's for vehicles, then you can use the abfahren. We also have the Ankunft, which is arrival, and we have the Anreise, which is also arrival. So these two is a noun, and they are both nouns, right? And the Ankommen is to arrive, and Eintreffen to is arrive. So when you see the an, then it implies that arrival, and if you see the ab, then it's going to imply that departure. So in case you have any question with that, please ask before I go to them. What we're supposed to do next. Okay, so let's do some practice with the modal verbs. I have these 5 phrases here, and we are doing it at a group discussion. So so this is what I wrote. So I have this information here. Rearrange it and paste your answers here. Then we check it together. I realize Kelvin did something, but there are some few mistakes that we are supposed to fix. So don't recopy this one, but write your own. I'm giving you guys 5 minutes for that. And after, we can cross-check the answers together. Know that this is what you are going to use to write your letters, progress to A2, and even D1 and so on. So it's very important, right? So you all should do it. After you are done, just paste your answers here, and we cross-check the answers together. I'm giving you 5 minutes for that.
So please, 5 minutes for the 5 questions, the 5 sentences.
Yes. So 1 minute for each. Be fast. Let me start again. Okay. So let's cross-check the answers together. Tina, you are still not done. Madam Dennis, are you done? Madam Beatrice.
No, please, I'm not done.
Okay. So, Calvin, your one was okay. Just that the conjugation for the conen, right? Are you there, Calvin?
Yes, please.
Uh-huh. Conjugation for the conen supposed to be it can. So it can again.
Okay.
Checking.
Because you
Oh,
said like we should just rearrange, that's why I didn't change it.
oh, thank you
Yeah,
for
but you have to conjugate it. And wir müssen heute Fernsehen Uhr auschecken. Und darf hier nicht rauchen. Ich möchte in Deutschland Urlaub machen. Und sie will ein Zimmer mit Balkon booken. Yeah, I think these phrases are correct. Dina, did you get the exact 10? Or you had some variations?
so my phone is worrying me, so I'm even at number 3. But the 1 and 2, they am correct, and the number 3 too, I'm done. It's correct.
Okay. Madam Beatrice. Madam Beatrice and Madam Benes. Okay, so let's continue. You can paste your own. We'll check it later, right? But the answers here, they are correct, right? So you can make references from it. So this one is going to be ich kann morgen Fernsehen Uhr einchecken. Und wir müssen heute 10 Uhr auschecken. Und darf nicht rauchen. Und sie möchte in Deutschland Urlaub machen. Und sie will ein Zimmer mit Balkon booking. And let's also check about activities for the day, right? Being able to talk about things that you do for the day, like from morning to evening and all that. So maybe you wake up. So each corner more again for check-in. Yeah, I was checking and so Madam Beatrice, you placed some of the modal verbs at wrong place. So fix it. This one is correct. You can make reference from this one. So the rule is subject.
Sir, please, the time you called me, I was answering the questions and I'm using the same phone, so I couldn't answer. Sorry.
Last time, plus other things, plus main bit. So when you are writing, you have to make reference to this. Anything apart from this one is going to be wrong, right? So dinner here is supposed to be can. Conjugation is can. Wir müssen auschecken, darf nicht rauchen, ich möchte in Deutschland Urlaub machen, and yeah. I think the conjugation for the can is what you guys mostly forget, which I have it top here. So that one is it can do canst and SZS can. So now that you have all this knowledge, you know that it's like you are building a car, right? For the car to move, you must first building a house. For the house to be strong, you first need a foundation. right? And after you have the foundation, then you can continue and make it look or build it for it to become a full house. That's the same thing with whatever that we are doing. For you to speak, we are going to join all this knowledge, and that will help you start speaking. But now let's learn how we can apply the statement rule and the modal verb rule to talk about our day. But let's check these important vocabs here. We have aufstehen, to get up, frühstücken, to have breakfast, sich waschen, to wash oneself, sich anziehen, to get dressed, so zur Arbeit gehen, to go to work, zur Schule gehen, to go to school. Arbeiten is to work, lernen to study or to learn. Mittagessen, essen is to eat lunch. Nach Hause gehen is to go home. And Hausaufgaben is to do homework. And Abendessen, essen is to eat dinner. And Fernsehen is to watch TV. And ins Bett gehen is to go to bed. So majority of these verbs, they are separable verbs, like the aufstehen, right? Like Fernsehen, like this too is separable verb. So if you are using it, then you have to take the prefix to the last end. But let's do revision again with the separable verbs, since it's one important thing that you are still going to use, right? So I told you that when you are forming the separable verbs, and it's in the present statement, right, where you don't have any modal verb or past statement in it, then we take the prefix to the last end. So aufstehen is going to be ich stehe um 7 Uhr auf. So we take the auf to the last end, and that is going to imply that I wake up. So Fernsehen is jetzt abends Fern, that means that he watches TV. And einkaufen is going to be to shop. So wir kaufen am Samstag ein. That means that we shop on Saturdays. And mitbringen is to, sie bringt ein Kuchen mit. Is she bring cake along. So mitbringen is another one important word. So we take the prefix to the last end. And anrufen is to call. So ich rufe dich später an is you call. And aufwachen is to wake up. So du wachst 7 Uhr auf. That implies that you wake up at 7 o'clock. So aufstehen and aufwachen, they all have similar meaning. And ausgehen is to go out. So wir gehen heute Abend aus. And vorbereiten is to prepare. That is bereitet das Frühstück vor. And einladen is to invite. And sie lädt ihre Freund ein. And zurückkommen is going to be that to come back. That means that kommt morgen zurück. So these phrases here, they are not having any modal verb in this statement. That's why we take prefix to the last end. But now that we are expanding it, when you have modal verb in the statement, the rule becomes different. When there is modal verb in the statement, we don't separate the separable verb again. So here we have the modal verb muss. We cannot separate this one. We don't say that ich muss dir 7 Uhr auf. It is wrong. We only separate it when there is no modal verb. So when you check this structure here like this, there is no modal verb. That's why it is ich stehe 7 Uhr auf. But here, there is a modal verb muss here, right? So we have to separate it. We don't have to separate it. Fernsehen, you want to say that he watched TV. So it's going to be will abends Fernsehen. That means that he wants to watch TV. So since there is a modal verb, then we cannot separate this one. Einkaufen is wir können am Samstag einkaufen is we can shop. Since we have a modal verb, we cannot separate this one. So if you go through all these examples that they have modal verbs, you are going to see that they do not separate anything. And I'm going to leave that one for you guys. There are some things that I want you to also sit down and read it. So I'm just giving you the general concept that when you come and read through all these phrases here, you will see that when they are using modal verbs like the moves and the so on, we don't separate the main verbs, right? All of them will be at the last end. So kindly come back to it and come and read through, and you see that everything like I told you, that's what is going to be here. So after you are done, you are going to need these separable verbs for throughout your course. So I want to be sure that you guys know how to use it. So I have a practice question here that you can practice by yourself. So this one is not having a modal verb. It said that arrange the following sentences that is with no modal verb. So we have the ich, we have the we have the afstien, we have the we have abens, fensien, we have wir, we have am Samstag, and einkaufen, and so on. And I have the answers here for you, right? So you can do it, and after you cross-check the answers and see if you were able to get it. And this one is having modal verbs. So you can also try your hands on it. And I have the answers here. So if you are done, you can cross-check the answers here and to see that if like everything tallied, right? And if you don't understand anything, you can always reach out to me for further explanation. So this one is for you to also sit down and glance through, and I have the answers attached to each one. So after you do it, you just cross-check it by yourself. And if you don't understand anything, then you let me know. So we did the statement rule, and now we have done the modal verb rules. And I've taught you guys how to words like arrival and departure, and I also introduced some modal verbs like the können, the müssen, dürfen, and wollen, sollen, and mögen, and so on. So come back to it and come and read through, and you will get more further understanding about it. In case you have any question, please ask.
So, please, with the practice exercise, now you don't translate the headings in English again.
The practice exercise.
Yes.
Which
The
one?
instruction, initially you used to translate them for us, but right now you don't translate it again. The one that we said we should try our hands on.
Yeah. So yes. I mean, yeah. I will do that. But if you don't understand it, you can just insert it in your translator. You have translator here on the app. So when you come to my course, and where the assignment is and all that, right, where the assignment is, you have translators here. You even have 2 translators here. So you can just open it, and even at the exam, so they won't translate anything for you. So sometimes too, you must also translate it by yourself. At the exams, the instruction and everything will be in German. You understand? So sometimes if you don't understand something, just copy it and translate it. So you have 2 translators here. You have DeepL Translator and you have Google Translator. So you can use any of them and you get a translation. But just know that at the exam, so they won't translate anything for you. So you have to get used to some of the phrases.
Thank
you. Yeah. So tomorrow, what this part that I'm doing, if you are not joining class, your progress will be difficult for you. So mostly if I reach here, I always tell students to join. And tomorrow I'm going to show you how your exams is going to be look like, how the expression part will look like. And you all should try and join, because like I'm saying that whilst I'm doing it, I'm preparing you for the exams. So tomorrow's class is very, very important. Even if you should miss class, make sure that you come and watch the recorded lecture and follow up. But if you miss number 5, when you miss number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, these chapters here, they are very, very important. Like if you miss it, your progress with the class will be difficult for you, right? So I wish you all a wonderful evening, and in case you have any question, you can always let me know or even share on the class notes page, and I'll come and respond.